When I heard the Monsanto master plan, I was stunned. The goal of Monsanto was to replace all natural seed, to have all global agriculture completely driven by genetically modified seed, and to create a market for the chemicals associated with those genetically modified seed. There was no sense of nature. There was discussion of how to eliminate natural seed.
PCBs are one of the most toxic things that are now omnipresent. And the insider documents from Monsanto showed that they had hired a consultant who had the audacity of putting a fish in a nearby river in Anniston, and within 60 seconds it died, shed its skin, floated to the top, and spurted blood.
Wow.
And so they were completely aware of the poison that was going on. They were completely aware that they were poisoning the people nearby. And the response was written in a memo that was supposed to be destroyed. It said, "We cannot afford to lose $1 in business." That was their attitude.
Oh my God.
All right? Now they introduced bovine growth hormone. Here's the insider information on that. A former Monsanto scientist told me personally, 3 of his friends were doing safety studies on the bovine growth hormone, and they found so much of the cancer-promoting IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor 1, that these 3 Monsanto scientists refused to drink milk unless it was organic thereafter. One bought his own cow. IGF-1 in high levels in our blood for premenopausal women make them 7 times more likely to develop breast cancer. For men, 4 times more likely to develop prostate cancer. It's the reason why rBGH was banned in Canada, Europe, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, etc. So the milk has much higher levels of IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor 1, and they knew it at Monsanto. Now, by the way, they got convicted for poisoning the people in Anniston, Alabama, and fined $700 million. So that's good. In fact, last week, the Wall Street Journal acknowledged that they got they settled for $93 million for the people of another town in Nitro, West Virginia, for poisoning them with Agent Orange. All right, so we're leading up to GMOs. So the former CEO of Monsanto, Robert Shapiro, had waxed philosophical about how GMOs would cause such great things in the world. And a person tried to recruit Kirk Azevedo to be a salesman for Monsanto. He's a Southern California man, and he had been doing work in agriculture, and he decided to read up on Monsanto. So he read the words of Robert Shapiro, and this is what he would have said today had he not turned sick yesterday. He said he got very excited about the possibilities of turning fields into factories and cleaning up processed wastes using crops. He was excited about being at the cutting edge of science and helping the world. So when he was in the employee orientation meeting in St. Louis, he got up and spoke about this and quoted Robert Shapiro. And after the meeting, as he was feeling particularly good, he was pulled over by a vice president who set him straight. He said, what Robert Shapiro says is one thing, what we do is something else. He's the front man that tells a story. We don't even know what he's talking about. We're here to make money. So he realized he was not in this idyllic, visionary company, but a company based on deceit, which became more clear when a PhD scientist at Monsanto told him that they had found uncharacterized, new, unpredicted proteins that appeared in the cotton after they introduced the genetically engineered gene. The process itself could create all sorts of new allergens or toxins. In fact, the corn that's genetically modified by Monsanto has a new allergen that no one knew about until some independent scientists discovered it after it was already on the market. So he was learning that Monsanto's own scientists discovered new proteins, and he was aware at the time, because it was current, that animals eating protein in UK were getting mad cow disease, and people eating the animals might be getting a brain-wasting disease. So he said, maybe we shouldn't feed this to the cows down the block from my house, who are the dairy cows. So I don't drink the milk and we don't serve the meat to people because feeding them uncharacterized proteins might affect the health of the cows and the humans. Well, the PhD researcher at Monsanto had never heard of mad cow disease. And so he tried to get others to stop this, and one person said, we've always fed the products of our field trials into the food supply, and we always will. So he tried to blow the whistle inside Monsanto, he tried to blow the whistle outside of Monsanto. He went to professors at the University of California. He went to agricultural commissioners. He said their eyes just glazed over. They had no concept of what could be happening with GMOs.